here we are. I'm Frank,
I'm Sarah.
and
Hello.
here we're here to discuss musicals.
Musicals.
It took us like 2 years to do this. Can't believe it.
Jazz hands?
So, since I think yours is the most current one, I'll let you start first.
Okay.
So tell us what Hamilton is, and then what it means to you, and then I'll tell you
Okay. Well, I'll just start by saying Hamilton is the greatest musical of all time. That's all. Like, just throw that down.
Fact.
I discovered Hamilton long after everybody else discovered Hamilton during the pandemic when it came out on Disney Plus. I'd heard about it, I really know about it, but I found it in the depths of the pandemic when I was with my little pod of two people who came over on a very rambunctious Friday evening to enjoy some beverages and watch Hamilton together. It was a really dark and depressing time.
You weren't maintaining social distance. You're having a party, a get together.
I had a pod. It was two people. It was like a year and a half in. I needed some humans. So we watched Hamilton, and Hamilton, very self-explanatory, follows the story of Alexander Hamilton, one of the founding fathers. But it's told like through the lens of Lin-Manuel Miranda, who is absolutely one of my favorite just humans. Like, he just such a brilliant mind, so creative. I just love the way all of his music sounds. He has a very distinct brand. You always know a Lin-Manuel song when you hear it.
Absolutely.
So it started actually, I know like also way too much stupid history about Hamilton, so it may get scattered into the show, but Hamilton came to be because Lin-Manuel was on a honeymoon with his wife, or not honeymoon. He was on a trip to Mexico, I believe, with his wife. And he was reading like what I expect to be an incredibly dry biography about Alexander Hamilton. It's like, I don't know, 500 pages, right? Mm-hmm. But he got really inspired by this story of Hamilton, who was like, kind of started as an immigrant, started from nothing. Like, his mom died, his dad died. He had like this insatiable need to write, to have his voice heard, to like fight in the revolution, to be part of the change. And the musical follows like his journey from being from starting from nothing to his peak, and then like the fall of Hamilton, right? And like always he's never able to be satisfied, right? Like, he always wants more. There needs to be more until that ultimately lands him into a duel, spoiler alert, where he loses his life. But it just like, it's told through all like freestyle rap style, and it's so catchy. One of my hidden skills, which I didn't find out until I went to a karaoke party a couple months ago, I actually can pretty much rap most of the entire musical. That was a really fun karaoke moment. But I love, there's like certain lines, what this musical means to me. Like, I think I just really resonate with Hamilton's story of like kind of starting from humble beginnings, right? Like, starting from a small place, always having this drive to do more, to be more, to change the world. And I also really like, from the very young age, even like in the My Shot, one of the second songs in the musical, he goes through this whole like period of self-reflection where he's like, where's death going to meet me in my sleep, or 7 feet in front of me? When I see it coming, do I run or do I let it be? And he talks about like, he's always very connected in the story to what his legacy will be, knowing that he's not going to be here forever. And I think that I really resonate with that as well, because that's part of my legacy of knowing death is always around us. And I don't know. I also just got really inspired by how, maybe a little jealous. Like, I wish I was more like Hamilton and like his insatiable drive. Like, he just has things to say and things to do, and like unbounding energy. And I'm just like, where does that come from? Like, how are you like that, right? That's like, everybody else wrote, like, one person wrote one essay, somebody wrote 12, and he wrote the other 56, right? Like, how do you have that many words? So, anyways, there's so many parts about this musical that I love, but I'll just start there. Super excited to hear what you think.
So, like you, I think during COVID, I was like, I got Disney Plus, I'll watch it. Never did. So,
And now
I
my
was aware of the
favorite.
musical, and I never checked it out. And then when Sarah said Hamilton, we got to do it, I was like, okay, here we go. I'm gonna finally cross it off my list. So I finally watched it. It was like about a week or two ago at this point, so it's not that as fresh in my mind as it should have been. I feel a little guilty about it. At least I watched both movies. There's some months where I don't watch both.
I actually didn't even get to Hamilton this week. So
Oh my
I'm just
gosh.
thrown off. Like, I've been listening to the album all week and like following the story in my brain.
Yeah. So I saw it like a week ago, and I remember when I was watching it, I was like, oh, there is totally a difference between like film and then just recording a stage play. Because I feel like as a stage play, like it's up to you where you're looking on the stage and you're absorbing the storyline in a different way. And then with this, like you can't really do that because it's like it's telling you where to look, even though there's like things going on over here, and you can't see them, and it's like it's a bummer because you're like, oh, I want to see what they're doing. And when I was watching, I had like a whole different mindset. I was watching, I was like, I wonder if they have the rotating floor because they were trying to cut back on like choreography so they could just like dance in a single section and it looks like it's more. I don't know, it was weird to me. I had that going on in my mind. And then I also was like, oh yeah, this is interesting. So it's all rap. But you know what's funny? You know what's funny, Sarah?
What?
I really liked whenever the white people sang because it was like old school musical. It was like show tune style. I'm like, yes, this is what I want. Because the whole thing,
I'll
people,
be back. Just you see.
for those people out there who don't know, so like all it's like race reversed kind of.
Yeah, it's he was very intentional about like wanting to because oftentimes in historical fiction like people of color aren't really, they're not really portrayed in positions of power. So there was a lot of intentionality of making sure there was a lot of representation in
Yeah.
this musical so that like you could see yourself in that, right?
I also saw it as like almost like an easy way to click in to see the difference between United States and Great Britain, because Great Britain is white and with British accents, and then the Americans were black with rapping and hip hop music and all that. So it's like instantly, you're in that mindset. It's almost like history for dummies. It's like this is exactly what it is. Everyone can relate to the difference between white and black and like culture and how they see each other, and it's like, okay, perfect, you're in there, you're in the trenches, you're understanding this, it's perfect. And then I like even how they use music, because like there's a scene later on where I think it's Jefferson who comes back from France, and he has like a different kind of music. He's
Lafayette.
Is it Lafayette? I thought it was the other guy.
Oh no, yes, Jefferson. He switches characters.
He's played by the same actor, but he's
Yeah.
because it's Jefferson who comes back from his trip, and he has a different style of hip hop.
Yes,
He's not caught up with the rap yet, and then later on he catches up with the music.
I love that. Like each character has a different musical style, and depending on like their journey, it transforms. Like even if you listen to like the tempo of Aaron Burr versus like the Revolutionary Men, like there's a different cadence, right? I just love that.
Oh my gosh! So, I'm not up on my history books, or at least I did learn it in school, and it's all out my other brain, or one ear out the other. But when I was watching this, I was like, oh, that explains that Lazy Sunday lyric, because there's a song called Lazy Sunday by Andy Samberg, and Lonely Island basically on SNL. And they're talking about like Lazy Sunday, wake up in the late afternoon, call Parnell to see what he's doing. But anyway, the funny part in the song is that they have $10 bills, so they're like, they should call me Aaron Burr. By the way, I'm dropping Hamiltons. And I was like, oh, that's hilarious. I get that now because
I get it.
yeah, because Hamilton is in this movie and he gets killed by Aaron Burr. I was like, oh, that's perfect. That's hilarious. And it's funny too because I was watching this and I was like, oh, this is where all those actors came from that are kind of popular now. Like the one actor was the guy in
Diggs,
the recent Exorcist movie, and then there's Javi from Twister, and what's the other movie he was in? Oh yeah, Transformers.
Yep.
So he's in this. I was like, oh, that's where they came from. So it was interesting, and not only that, but the other interesting part was finding out that this was recorded in 2016, and then basically sat on the shelf until Disney bought it, and then Disney was going to release it in the theaters in 2021 theatrically, but since it was COVID, we're like, oh, let's just dump this on the streaming service. But that was interesting and well as well to learn about that. I was like, oh, that's interesting. But I would be interested to see like how this turns into like an actual theatrical musical with like actual thought behind the
It's
shots.
amazing.
Yeah.
Ari took me for my birthday 2 years ago at the Kennedy Center. I was like, oh my God, this is the best birthday ever.
Was it expensive? I saw like there a lot of people pay like a lot of money to.
I didn't ask, and I didn't want to know. Just like, this is a dream come
Because there was
true.
like people saying like I've spent like $1,500 on these one ticket.
Oh, it wasn't that
my God.
expensive. No, there's no way. I would have been so mad.
What if he did though? He's that kind of guy. He's like
He
he
is
would
that
do
kind of
anything.
guy, but I know.
But I know in my heart of hearts. And then the other thing I liked about this show was all about words, and like the first part of like the first act is about him using his words for good, and it's like him making a change in the world, and he's talking about all these things, you know, moving the world along, and not only that, but like there's no competition. Like like even how he speaks and how he rhymes and all that, like there's no one who can compete with him. But then in the second act, it's all downhill.
It's all the dual,
Hamilton.
the 10 dual
Oh my
commandments. It's all a duel.
It's all
The
downhill.
rap,
where,
the congressional rap battle.
where like his words are used against him, and like in the pamphlet, and then his son listens to his words, and the son gets killed because he listened to the words to the T.
Yep.
And then like all his words just get used against him, even the letters to his wife, because the wife is like, oh, I don't care about these letters, and then she burns them. And then the girl, he's the sister-in-law that he kind of loves, that's sort of fan fiction for the show, she uses his words against him, saying that you'll never be satisfied. And it's like, oh snap.
So you want to know some interesting real historical tea?
What's the real historical tea?
So I'm not gonna lie, I'm just gonna remind everybody, it was the pandemic. Some people got into sourdough toast. I got into
Hamilton.
Deeply researching Alexander Hamilton and his life. So I went on to the U.S. Archives Museum database.
Oh my God.
And I read every single, well, not every single, but many of the letters. So Eliza was actually a real person. Like Eliza Schuyler, and the Schuyler sisters were real people. And they did take creative liberties. So what's her name? Not Eliza. What are the Schuyler sisters? Why can I not remember this? Hamilton, Schuyler.
And they did have a brother, because in the stage play, they're like, oh, we don't have any brothers in our family. And they did have a brother.
So there was Angelica, and he marries Eliza, but there was Angelica. So when Angelica originally met Hamilton, she was already married.
Yes.
In real life.
Yes.
And there was like some speculation, because there's one specific letter that they wrote to each other where they talk about it in the musical, right? Where it's like, what was it, with love, or like it's, there's the one word that he uses, right? So it's really like all of the historic speculation about Eliza and Angelica and Hamilton comes from that letter. And so I read that, I'm like, oh God, I gotta know more. I like started like reading all of their letters, and I'm like, there was some low-key tension and flirtation for sure. But she got married off to like a really rich dude.
Yeah.
It did seem like she was like unhappy. Like they seemed like, I think I read that they were like okay. But it was I went pretty deep on the whole scandal there, because I'm like, I gotta know what's going on here.
Reading the pamphlets and the letters.
I mean, he had a propensity to cheat, so maybe.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it's funny because apparently that's been going on since the beginning of
Since the dawn of time.
Since the dawn of time. It's like, whatever. Everyone cheats. Everyone does that. And then what else happens in this play that's really good? I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, the guy, the George in this movie. I think he's the voice of Kristoff in Frozen.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so that's cool. I was like, oh.
So also another little weird fact about it. I don't know if you noticed when he was singing, he was spitting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like lots of spit coming out. So they asked Lin-Manuel Miranda if they wanted him to edit out the spit, and he's like, no, I want everybody to see it.
Why would you want to edit that out? You got to leave it in.
Yeah, part of the character. I'll be back.
But yeah, so that was Hamilton. So what is your favorite song
What's
from
my
the show.
favorite song? Oh my god. I really do love My Shot, which I know is really kind of cliche, but it's like really fun to sing along to. And it has like that part, right? Like there's two parts of My Shot. Hold on, let me My Shot lyrics. I like this story because it's telling the story of Alexander, and I like the first part of it, where he meets his friends. And I also watched there's a on Netflix there's like a documentary about how the music gets made, and they did an interview with an episode on this song. So I got to learn a little bit of the thought behind it.
Yeah.
But it's really interesting in that part where he's getting introduced to the friends, like Lawrence, I like you a lot, your pants look hot, that part. He puts them into couplets. So like each friend introduces themselves. Like one is one's Lafayette into the Revolution. Like one wants to see a Black battalion. One wants to like socially advance instead of sewing some pants. And then what Hamilton does is he takes each of those like paragraphs and turns them into couplets, and like basically like boils them down to like this like couple sentence words that describe those characters, which I think is really fun. But then what I like about that is like you have like he's looking like all boisterous and like proud and confident, and then it kind of go like the music does the zoop, and it kind of goes into himself of like, oh, am I talking too loud when I go off at the mouth? I never had a group of friends before. I hope I make them all proud. And I just think like it's so authentic. Like even like these people who are big people in history and like do these amazing things and appear so confident. Like at the end of the day, we all have that inner voice. Like we all have those inner demons, and we want to be liked, right? At the end of the day, we want to be liked and loved. Yeah. So I really like that part of it. And then the next part is, I imagine death so much it feels more like a memory. I know that that's like the purpose of that part of the song is like the foreshadowing of what's going to happen to Hamilton, but I just think it's a really cool reflection. And then the stanza that immediately follows that, scratch this is not a moment, it's the movement. I love like I want to put that on my wall. Like it's not the moment, it's the movement. Like it's and then there is one more line. Hold on. Poses independence. This one. I'm passionately smashing every expectation. Every action is an act of creation. I fucking love that.
Oh,
like
that's a good one. I do remember that one.
Like I'm passionately smashing. Like if there's an energy that I want to like anchor my day into, it's like that. I'm like smashing all the expectations, and every action is an act of creation. Like what an amazing reminder that like every day at every point you are the creator. Like you are creating your reality, right? So I just love this song because it gives the whole story. It's so catchy, and there's like a lot of I think it took Lynn like several years to write this song, like to really nail it down.
Yeah, like years, because I think he started writing this at least in 2009 because he was invited to the White House.
Yeah, and he previewed it
in the Heights, and then he just did his little preview of his song he wrote.
Yes. Yeah. So I love the song. It's just it's so good. But I mean, I also really like Satisfied. Because I like Not Satisfied. The Story of Tonight. Raise a Glass to Freedom, like that part. Raise a glass to freedom. I also like it, and because it's kind of like the female, like I like it when Angelica and Eliza get to rap and like be in that with the boys, right?
Yes.
Like I love when she meets Jefferson, and they're just some Schuyler sisters going downtown, and it's like when she talks about next time I talk to. Who was it? Not Jefferson, the guy who wrote the Constitution. I'm going to remind him to include all men are created equal, to include women in the sequel. Like, yes. I mean, come on. Like, I fucking love that shit. Right. And I just wish, like, there's a part of me that's like, oh, I just wish that was actually what was going on. But then part of me is like, maybe it was. I feel like these are very vivacious women for their day. And I just want to believe that they were very, progressive.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. And then, okay, I could go on all day, but like those are some of my my highlights. I just love those. I love those there's little lyrics throughout the show that really speak to me.
I wish I took notes during it, but my basic ones that I do like when I watched it, I enjoyed them. Was definitely the King George songs, just because they were definitely like old school, like theatrical performances. I was like, I like that. I like there's a difference, and those stood out to me. There were some lyrics I'm like, oh man, that's good, but like, again, it was going by so quick, and it's been a week now since I've seen it, so I was like, I wish I remembered them. But there were some.
No, it's
great
okay. I only know all these lyrics because I there was like a period of several months where I listened to the soundtrack every single day.
I believe it. Okay, so you said your favorite song,
Mm-hmm.
and then your favorite moments, basically. So I guess what's the star rating for you?
Like a
Well,
3,
Rose
like
above.
what is it? It's out of 3, right? Like a 10.
3 roses.
Is
Yeah,
10?
3
Is there a
roses.
10 an option?
10 roses.
10 roses. Like we're planning my bachelorette party right now, and I need the world to know that like it's going to be in Annapolis, Maryland, and the theme is going to be Hamilton, and we are going to dress up as Hamilton characters and go on a haunted pub crawl as Hamilton characters. So
Oh my gosh, that sounds like a lot of fun.
I fucking love this musical.
Yes.
How about
I'm
you?
gonna give it a solid 2 for me. A
Solid 2.
Out
Alright,
of the
alright.
3, 2 out of 3.
Okay. What was your favorite part of the musical, or was it
Favorite part.
the King George songs?
Let's see, my favorite part. Low key, my favorite part was in the second act where I'm like, okay, shoot this guy. Aaron Burr, shoot this guy.
Let it
Because
be
his life
done.
is just getting miserable. His life is getting so miserable. I'm like, just
end
wrap
it.
up. Just
End
end
it.
it. Because like he's getting robbed, and then his friends are kind of betraying him, and then like he thinks his pamphlet's gonna help him, but it just digs him into a deeper hole. I'm like, let's kill this man.
Let it be done. Let it be done.
Let it be done. I'm like, I know what's gonna. We all know what's gonna happen. It needs to be done.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I've definitely watched the first act way more than the second act.
Oh yeah, because I was like watching. It was like it's almost like night and day. I'm like, I bet
Yeah.
this works better when you watch it as a live performance, which I'm sure like the whole thing kind of goes
Yeah.
smoothly. But like when you're watching it as the Disney Plus show, it's like really high end and real fast and energetic first act, and the second act is like, oh man, we real gift. What do you call it? Shift change. Like, oh my gosh, like what happened here?
It's a way different musical in the second act.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But also, like, I feel like part of that too is like the time, the era of history, like the era of the Revolutionary War is like so much
Exciting.
so
Oh, yeah.
romanticized and exciting, and versus then like, oh, nobody gives a shit about what happens after. In fact, it's not going so well. Just like spoiler alert, but
Yeah, and it's almost ironic because that's the whole probably reason why he was sort of forgotten in history until the musical, you know,
yeah,
is because towards the end of his life is sort of his image or his aura or whatever. What's that? Legacy is sort of tarnished by later actions than his the beginning, you know.
yeah. Some other like interesting historical facts that I'll share.
Yes.
So it was actually the Washington Monument was started. The project was funded by Eliza Hamilton, the wife, after Alexander died. And she kind of got together with some of the other wives, and she started raising money because she wanted to make sure that like these. I think they talk about that in the final scene. Like, what does she do with the rest of her life? Like
Yeah.
she wants to make sure that the legacy is preserved. And it was really cool because I went. We live close to Mount Vernon, George Washington's estate, and I was just thinking about like, wow, it was like Eliza Hamilton and this group of women who made sure that all of this history was preserved.
Yeah.
So that was, I just think that's really cool. And then one other thing, so do you know the origin story of like how Lin-Manuel kind of got into this type of music?
Oh no, not this.
So in college, there's a documentary on Hulu called Freestyle Love Supreme. And in college, he actually had a like improv freestyle group. So they basically Freestyle Love Supreme. They had a little theater in New York. They'd come together and they do like Whose Line Is It Anyways, but with freestyle.
Mm-hmm.
And so what's really cool is a lot of the people that are in his musicals, like George Washington, who else is in it? George Washington, Jonathan Groff, King George. I think Daveed Diggs, Anthony Ramos, like all of these people, some of them were actually OG members of the Freestyle Love Supreme, and the producer of Hamilton was one of the OG like producers of Freestyle Love Supreme.
Mm-hmm.
And so he kind of brings a lot of those people with him. We also see them in the Heights and different other productions that he does.
Mm-hmm.
But Freestyle Love Supreme is like, I've also gone to one of their shows. They do like every now and then they come back together. It's usually not like Lin-Manuel's not there, any of the original cast members. It's grown, but it's really fun because they take audience recommendations and they just freestyle it in the moment. And like, how cool is that you can
That's
just
so
like
cool.
come up with words that fast?
Oh, yeah. I can only imagine like being that quick with your words and being able to find the pattern and do all that. That must be so cool.
There's like there was like parts in the documentary, they had a bunch of footage from like in the early 2000s, like before Lin even wrote In the Heights, like OG. And it's really cool. They're at the Edinburgh Film Festival and they're standing on the side of the street with a dictionary and they're like keeping like beatboxing a beat, and then they pick a word out of the dictionary and read the definition, and then the other person has to like put that into a story, into a freestyle line. And I'm just like, it's just crazy. I think in another life I want to be a freestyle artist.
I think you should. I think you would. Yes. So
yes. Well, now I'll stop boring you with all of my Hamilton trivia.
No, this is good stuff. This is good stuff. You're talking about it. This is something you like. This is good. This is what the show is all about. That's what it's all about.
You sound so much like Robert De Niro right now.
Robert De Niro? What?
Yeah, you're talking about it. You like it, you know.
You like it. You talk about it.
Yeah.
You're good. You're good. You're good, kid. You're good. Let's go to the comments. I want to ignore them too long. There's Jacob Dreamworks. Jacob Dreamworks, I did see Snow White. I am representing it, so you don't have to ask. I did see it. And then Ahmed Jah. Hello. Hello. So, for musicals, I picked one that I've seen before, but it's been years and I forgot the plot, whatever. But ironically, I had no idea. This is the 60th anniversary this year, so...
I didn't know that either. That's
I didn't
crazy.
know that either. I was like, oh, geez. Because I just literally picked up like the Blu-ray for like $5 at Walmart. I was like, yeah, I could do that, so I have an excuse to watch it, so I could watch it for the show. And then I find out, oh yeah, it's the 60th anniversary, and they're working on a new 4K of a scan of the movie. I was like, damn it, because this is probably one of the best looking movies ever made, The Sound of Music. So The Sound of Music, for those who don't know, is about a girl named Maria. I guess they're all named Maria.
What do you do?
Maria. And it's Julie Andrews, fresh off of Mary Poppins.
Like Julie Andrews, what a queen!
I know. I can't believe she's 89.
What?
But, she's 89. She's still alive. She's still kicking. And even Dick Van Dyke from Mary Poppins, he's like 99 or something.
Wow, that's crazy.
Wild stuff. So the producers of this, like, they wanted Julie Andrews, and they watched Mary Poppins before it was released, and they're like, we got to sign this chick. We got to get her in this movie. And she's like, I don't know. It's like script seems a little bit soft. And they're like, no, we're going to make it a little bit darker towards the end. We're going to be fine. It's going to be fine. I'm like, yep, she's on it. So anyway, the story's based off of a real life story, but the story in real life isn't as happy. Like in the real life, there was a bunch of kids. I think they were all girls. They were all singing, and she was a nun, or she was going to be a nun, but she married the guy just because he said, hey, my kids like you. They see you as a mom. Just marry me. And she's like, well, I don't love you. He's like, hey, I don't care. Marry me. It's fine. So they didn't really love
real life
other.
Is so unsexy.
I know, real life is so unsexy. Like in the movie. I love the movie. They're so freaking horny for each other. They can't stop staring at each other. But in real life, it was like, whatever.
It's fine.
You're going to watch my kids. But anyway, based on a real life story, Julie Andrews, she's like a free spirit. She's like Belle from Beauty and the Beast. And she's like not really quite a nun, because the nuns are like, well, she's always late, but she's always in time for like a meal. So they're like, all right, you're going to leave here and you're going to learn your lesson. You're going to watch these kids for this captain. He lives in this house. His wife died a few years ago. She goes there, and there he is, Christopher Plummer, almost like Liv Schreiber. It was crazy. I was watching this. I'm like, man, that looks like Liv Schreiber, but it was like, it wasn't. It's Christopher Plummer like 60 years ago. So he treats his family and kids like a military. They don't sing. They just march. They don't play. And she's like, well, I'm going to make some play clothes. And she makes them out of the drapes because he can't get any more fabric for her because he refuses. He's like, la, 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 la. I'm going to go meet my governess. I'm leaving town. You watch my kids. So she uses the drapes because apparently they're going to throw out the drapes anyway. So she uses the drapes, makes play clothes for the kids, and grows close to the kids. They all love her. They're all singing. Beautiful singing voices, by the way. And I almost forgot to mention. I love there's a
Beautiful
little
singing
scene.
voices, by the way.
Beautiful singing voices, wonderful singing voices. One moment I forgot to mention, which I truly do love because it does come in later, is when she goes to the house and she goes into the room and she starts like dancing and pretending she's in the ballroom, and he's like, "There's some rooms that you don't go into," and I was like, "Ah, it's like Beauty and the Beast, wonderful, this is good shit," and I was like, because later on. So he comes back with the Baroness, right? And he's driving home and he sees all these kids in the trees. And he says, ragamuffins are in the trees. And meanwhile, they're his kids. He has no idea. So he goes to the house and he's like, where are the kids? What's going on? And all of a sudden he hears a big giant, canoe coming up. They're all singing. And they're like, Father! And they're all happy. And he's like, what's all this? What's all this? And then, like, freaking Julie Andrews just, like, lays a truth bomb on him. A freaking CM Punk truth bomb on him. She's like, you don't know nothing about your kids. Your daughter's 16. She's going to be a woman and she's going to leave you. And she's just like leaving all these truth bombs. He's like, I don't want to hear it. And then all of a sudden, the beautiful singing's from the house, right? And he goes in there and then he starts singing. And you're like, holy shit, he's back. And he's like, I love this. Please stay. Don't leave. And then there's actually a ball in the house again. There's people dancing and singing in the house. And then, this is what we were talking about, me and Sarah were talking about earlier, how it's different from the real life. They're like eye fucking each other. Like, Christopher Plummer sees her dancing, and then he's like, I gotta cut in. I gotta get a piece of this. And then they're just like dancing, like, the German dance, right? And they're like, they're locking eyes from across the room, down the drink while the rhythms boom. It's there. They're dancing. Julie Andrews is like, oh my, oh me, oh my. And then the governess is like, well, you got to go change your clothes. You got to come down and show us that you can dance. So as the governess is like, saying you should wear this dress, she's teasing Julie Andrews. She's like, ha ha, he's looking at you. You're in love, and he's in love with you. But that's not possible because you're you. And she's like, oh my God, am I in love? Is this what this feeling is? And then she leaves that very night. She doesn't go to the dance. She puts on her ragamuffin clothes, leaves a little index card note, and is like, bye. And then it says intermission. And I was like, hot damn, that's what you do for an intermission. That's like, you can't leave. You got to see how this turns out. So then, Sarah, I forgot. Are you supposed to tell the story? Anyway, I forgot how the format of the show is. Anyway, second act, the kids go find her like, hey, why'd you leave us? You didn't even say goodbye. And then the nuns are like, hang on, hold up. You mean they didn't send you back? You came back on your own accord? And she's like, well, I think I'm in love. Well, guess what? You could love another person other than God. God will forgive you. Now go back there, figure this out.
I gotta say, pretty progressive for nurses or for nuns back then.
I know, they were like,
I'm like, those are some cool nuns. I don't think. Wow, like they were some
they
good.
were open-minded. They're like, you know what? You're right. Go back. Go see this. Give it a shot. Give it a shot. Don't be like us. We missed our opportunity. Go back to see if he likes you.
Get the D.
Exactly. Get that. I was saying that through the whole movie. I'm like, get that D. Not only that, but it kind of reminded me of Ace Ventura, when Ace Ventura is in like the monastery and he doesn't want to leave. And then, like, the Buddhist guys are like, no, take my cross. No, get out of here. And they're all happy when Ace Ventura leaves. And he's like, I've never seen them act the way that before. They must be traumatized that I'm leaving. And it's almost the same thing with Maria. They don't want her to come back. Please, go back. Go back to the house. So then Christopher Plummer's in denial, right? He's like, nope. He's like, oh, yeah, she just left on her own accord. I don't know anything about it. I don't know. And then she comes back, right? And again, they're eye fucking. So much so that he goes out, like, she goes outside just to chill, right? Because she's just like, oh, I'm going to just walk in the backyard and enjoy my night back. And he goes out there and he's just, like, staring at her. He's, like, hunting her down. And the governess comes over and she's like, oh, our honeymoon will be this, our honeymoon will be that. And he's just like, I got to be honest with you. Nah, this ain't going to work. And she's like, yeah, I know. And so the governess leaves. And, like, that very night, like, he, like, proposes. They do, like, a song and dance number.
It was so fast.
It was so fast. He's like, no question. He's like, I want you. You're the one. You're the one for me. Hang on. Let's see a comment here. Hello, Becky Boo. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Becky Boo, for the Nosferatu.
Hey.
A little Nosferatu back there. So, to wrap it up, Nazis show up. They try to get away by pushing the car, but the Nazis are waiting for them. So then they sing and dance, and then they escape during the show. And then, Oh my God, there's a whole plot line I forgot, but I'll skip that. But Ralph shows
Oh
up
man,
with a
fucking
gun,
Ralph, that guy.
and it's almost straight out of Wayne's World, where the guy has the flashlight, and then he walks up to it and takes the flashlight apart. Oh my God! And then they end up walking over the mountain, and the movie's over. And I love the ending of the movie too, because Sarah, back then they didn't have drones; they had helicopters. So like they're on top of a mountain, which I'm sure is windy enough as it is, and then it's all these kids and the actors, and you just see the grass blowing because the helicopter that's filming them is probably got to be like 10 feet above them, and they're all walking and probably trying not to fall over, but you just see the grass going because the helicopter's filming it. And that's the end of the movie. I love it. It's probably one of my new favorite movies of all time.
Really?
Honestly, because it's so good. And then I like all the musical numbers. I like the confidence. I got confidence in me. But I think like the best one is like the Do Re Mi, because I love that just because it's not one scene. They're like going through the whole town. So that tells me like, oh my God, they had to film that on different days at different points at like different locations.
And keep the music together and know like what part they had to sing when.
Yeah, they had to match the tone, because like with these movies, like it's all pre-recorded, and they have to lip sync afterwards, so it all just matches anyway. So they just have to lip sync to it and make sure it's all timed right. And then the way they're filming it, because this is like 70 millimeters, so it's like huge, like ceramic. They got these huge lights, these huge like ring lights or whatever, that they have to light these kids with, because like they're walking down the street. So they have to be well lit in order to have everything in focus, because that's what I liked about this movie too. There's like scenes where when she's singing, I have confidence in me, you have like all the mountains in the background, and then you have like all of Germany or whatever the town is, the village, and then you have her in front of the camera, and it's like all in focus, and it's beautiful. It's awesome. And then there's just like some shots like of the silhouettes in this. Oh my God, when they're dancing at night and you see the silhouettes. Oh yeah, there's a shot that kind of looks dirty. I was like, oh my God. So there's a shot when they're standing at the patio at night, right? And like they're holding hands below, right? But for some reason, one hand goes up and the other hand stays below, and it looks a little dirty. And I was like, that's got to be intentional. It's got to be. Because it doesn't look right. I was like, what are they doing here? This is like 1965. This is crazy. This is nuts. This is wild.
Becky has a bunch of like Sound of Music trivia. Heck yes.
The type of nuns that shut themselves off to the world, part of the Benedictine order. Oh, not entirely, but somewhat. Yes. Wait, have you never seen The Sound of Music? Yes, I had years ago, but like, so I seen it like in probably when I was in elementary school, and then I seen Family Guy, because Family Guy has done like almost every goddamn scene from this movie, because Seth MacFarlane, that's his favorite movie of all time, is The Sound of Music.
I did not know that.
Yeah, there was what do you call it? He did one of those Wired autocomplete interviews, and he said, "What's Seth MacFarlane's favorite movie?" He says, "The Sound of Frickin' Music." I bet you didn't expect that, did you? But yeah, he loves that movie, because when he hosted the Oscars that one year, he's like, "The Von Trapps," and the light goes over to the door, and no one shows up, and he says, "The Von Trapps," and it goes to the door, and then the Nazi comes through and says, "They're gone." And like a few people laugh in the audience because they get what the reference is. I don't think anyone really got it. And it's so awkward because it's a dude in full Nazi uniform going out there and saying, they're gone.
Oh my God.
But yeah, it's his favorite movie ever. And then it was actually raining during the opening scene. You just can't tell. And they used a helicopter film. Oh yeah. I love that too. Cause like the whole opening shot, like it's like, and then they hard cut to her like, the hills are alive. It's wonderful.
The Sound of Music. I'm not going to lie. You might be a little upset with this, but I kind of like. I may have fast forwarded through the opening shot. It was so long.
The opening shot? Yeah, you're fine, because it opens up with like nature. My attention
span is not that long.
I like how you say that, but like Hamilton is almost the exact opposite. It's like it couldn't keep my attention. That's why I don't remember most of it, because it's the way it was filmed. But this one is like I'm like locked in. I'm like, oh my God. So like they're opening up with like nature shots, and that keeps going down, and then you see this little ant on the hill spinning around, and then it cuts to Julie Andrews. I was in it with this one. I was like, my God.
I just love this episode so much, because each of our respective musicals like really just hones in on what it is about like movies that we love. Like you're all about like, I want the film technique, I want like all this amazing,
I want the acting, I want everything.
Yeah, and I'm like I want the story, I want the characters,
the lyrics, I want the words. I mean, I'm like, I don't need the words. I just need Julie Andrews
You're
spinning
literally
on the
I was
hell.
thinking about you the other day. I'm like, I would hate to watch a movie without words. And you're like, please just give me
Oh,
one.
that's right, because you love that Into the Wild movie, because like,
I
oh yeah,
love
they
it.
have all these characters. I'm like, I want to watch it without words. I want to see this robot not talk to anybody, and you
I'm
just
like,
see these
no.
animals.
I'd be
I
so
want to see
bored.
that.
So bored.
But Sarah, there is a movie that just came out called Flow, which we have to.
I
watch at
saw
some point.
that and I started it and then realized there was no words and I turned it off.
Oh my god, you already tried it. Oh my gosh. Well, I'll make you finish it one of these days.
I'll try it again. I'm not opposed to it. I just have to be in the right mood.
So Sarah,
Yes.
what did you think of the Sound of Music? Tell us the history of your history with it, and then
Okay.
get down to the nitty gritty.
So I was not, this is probably a surprise to absolutely zero people in the world, but I was a big musical kid. And I do like, I spent much of my childhood watching Rodgers and Hammerstein musicals, all of them. This is a Rodgers and Hammerstein, I think, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
And like literally would like how many, you know, like third graders come home from school and are like, Dad, can you please put on like Rodgers and Hammerstein, Sound of Music, South Pacific, Cinderella, like all of them, right? So I did watch it a lot in childhood. I actually did perform in this musical once. I was Greta, I think, or Liesel, one of the kids.
Yeah, one of the kids.
So that was pretty fun. That's like, I'd say
That's
this
cool.
for
You
me.
were one of the people. That's awesome.
Yeah, for me, this musical is way more fun to perform in than it was to watch.
Sarah.
But I think part of it, and I think maybe when it's a stage production, it's a little different, but it felt like I realized, I'm like, wow, there's only like 4 songs in this musical. Like there's like 4 or 5 songs and they just keep repeating the same, like
The same thing in Hamilton. I'm like, I get it. You're gonna shoot your shot. But
it sounds different.
And then every 5 minutes, he's like, I came from nothing. I came from the Caribbean. Like, shit, we know, son.
Back up.
And you're talking about, like, they're repeating the Sound of Music. You're guilty, too.
I know, but it's like really repeated.
Seizing with Hamilton.
It's not their difference. Nuance.
Even as he's dying, he's like, I came from nothing, from the Caribbean. It's like, we know you're an orphan.
There's more words, Frank. There's more words.
But you're completely on. Like, to be fair, Sarah, there was one part where I just took my phone out and started scrolling, and it was during the puppet scene.
Oh,
I
I
have
hate
no
that
idea what the
scene.
hell that was. Cut it out of the movie.
Yeah, that one was interesting. But the other thing I also very much appreciate about The Sound of Music is being a theater child and doing
Yes.
musicals and chorus. This was the movie that taught me how to read sight music. So,
Yes.
a dear female
A
dear
female
friend.
deer.
Yeah, which I was never quite good at that, like ever to actually reading sight
yeah,
music.
terrible. I
But
get
the
it.
only if I this was the only reason I actually knew the different notes. So I think I was thinking, I'm like, wow, this musical probably taught an entire generation of kids how to sing,
Yeah,
which was kind of cool.
that is so cool.
Yes, and one thing I did really enjoy was the costumes. I thought the costumes in this
yes.
show were like so awesome. Like
The
I
costumes
loved
in here were so awesome.
I
Oh,
love the play clothes that she made because they
Yes.
just look so vibrant. They look so different from everything else,
Mhm.
and it also made me think. I'm like, man, would people back in this day and age actually wear stuff like this?
Mhm.
Um,
Oh my God, Sarah! The similarity between both movies is in the first act it's all colorful and lights and
yes,
and then the second act it gets all dark and
dark
both,
and dreary,
Both of them are like that.
and they're
That's
both
awesome.
based on real stories,
Yes,
and they're both based on major wartime.
yes, and they both get dark in the second act with visually as well.
Yes.
yes.
And then the other thing that's super interesting is wait, where'd it go? Wait, brain, come back, come
You had
back.
it. You had it.
Oh, it went away. I can't find it.
No.
Your turn.
No,
Wait.
come back.
What else? What else was interesting? The costumes.
You got this.
Oh man,
The locations, the history, the Nazis,
history. Nazi.
Ralph,
I think
love letters, the 16 going on
17. I can't remember. It went away.
Damn. I had that same thing happen during my show like last week. I was like, oh my God, my brain. And no one could help me because they. Like,
I know nobody was talking back.
No, yeah, it's like, damn it. But like Becky Boo has tons of stuff here. So
Let's see. Oh my god, I
she
love
said,
this.
I am related to Aaron Burr. I
What?
believe
That
it.
is so cool.
Very distant.
How do you even know that? How'd you find that out?
She probably did the, what do you call it?
That is a nice dress.
Yeah. Liesl's dress when she dances with Ralph. Oh, poor Ralph. Ralph was a freaking Nazi.
Fuck Ralph. I hate that guy.
Fuck Ralph. I know.
Fuck
He
Ralph.
I
Okay.
thought
Oh, that was the other thing. That
Okay.
song is so cringy.
Wait, which one was it? The one that we singing with the girl?
Where it's like, well, it was cringy, but like cute cringy. It was like, I am 17 going on 18, baby. You got it. Like, where he's like, I basically, because I'm 1 year older and I'm a man and I have so much more experience than you, like, you need to listen to me because you're just naive. And I'm looking at Ari and I'm laughing and I'm like, meanwhile, Homeboy's prefrontal cortex isn't even done developing till 26.
Yeah, exactly. That's hilarious.
So that part was making me laugh because I'm just like, oh, this is so funny and this would be so different if it was written today.
So different. Oh my gosh, I could only imagine if this was written today. Oh my gosh. Hang on, see.
Oh, we have more. Wait, go back up one.
My sister did the family thing. Oh, the family tree thing.
That's cool.
Ancestry.com. And then you are 16 going on 17.
Maybe he got. I did my. I'm distantly related to Lucille Ball.
That's wild. But that makes sense because she's like a local girl, right?
Yeah, she's from Jamestown.
Mm-hmm. Jamestown.
Yeah.
Jamestown.
So, what's your favorite part of this musical?
Let's. Oh gosh. So it's like two, because for completely different reasons. One, of course, is the Do Re Mi song where they're just going from location to location. It's like a music video. I love that. And then my second favorite part, just because tonally it's fucking terrifying. And it's so funny because it's in the movie called The Sound of Music, but it's at the end when they're hiding from the Nazis.
Mm-hmm.
And like all sound is gone. And all you hear is like the freaking flashlight moving.
Yes.
And then like the spotlight going over past the tombstones and the.
Oh my god, I
down.
couldn't breathe. I was like,
I know.
I'm like, don't
And-
move. And then at the end, I'm like, why would you not wait just 5 fucking minutes? Why would you leave
Yeah,
right
why
away?
not? Why not just wait until like the nuns say, "Hey, it's clear"? It's like, oh my god. But no, they go out there and see Ralph, and then thank God the nuns took out the transmission of all those cars. Holy hell. But yeah, that was my second favorite part, just because it's like it's in my wheelhouse. Like, yes, I like high tension and scary shit. Like, oh my god, they're gonna get caught.
Like
They're gonna get
musical,
caught.
but make it horror.
I know it's like a musical, but make it scary at the end with the Nazis. Oh yeah, because that's also terrifying too, because they think they're going to get out and they're pushing the car, and they're like, if we don't start the car, it'll be fine. And then all of a sudden the spotlight goes on. They're just surrounded by Nazis. I was like, holy shit! They were just like chilling out there, just waiting for them. Man. And good thing Mad Max or Uncle Max, signed them up for the show.
I
'Cause
know.
they'd have like zero excuse. They're like, oh, we're going to the show.
What's
yeah,
okay?
that's
Side note, side story. Was the governess in love with Max?
Oh yeah, what was I thought they? It almost seemed like a what do you call it? One of those movies, like the Disney movies, like a Parent Trap situation, where it's like, are they doing something? Are they trying to get money off of this? What's going
That's
on?
what I was wondering too. It seemed so weird, but then it was Max who actually helped him escape. So I was so
Yeah.
confused.
I was confused by that too, because I was like, wait a minute, because I hadn't seen it before. I'm like, did I miss a scene? Is this going to be like a Parent Trap thing where they're trying to get money and then they got to get Beethoven to ruin the wedding? What's going on here? What's happening? But then it never comes back. And maybe he's just like the gay sassy friend, possibly.
I was wondering if he was gay. That was my second thought.
He's probably gay. This
Yeah.
is the gayest they can make him.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Also,
But
like
then-
the World War II happened in the 40s, and this movie was made in the 60s, right?
yeah. So this is like only 20 years afterwards.
That's kind of like that. That was what my thought was. Like that's kind of crazy. Like that would be like making a musical about 9/11 or something.
There's still time.
There's still time, but like, how
There's
weird
still
is that
time.
to make to like have a musical so soon after like a
That is
huge
weird, but they were making, to be honest, they were making like 9/11 movies like a couple years afterwards. Like they made the World Trade Center, and then there was that Remember Me with
Yeah.
Robert Pattinson.
But those are like documentaries, weren't they?
No, all the World Trade Center was, but the one with Robert Pattinson was not. Because
Okay.
the movie literally ends with him in the Trade Center
Oh
on
god.
9/11. It's like a romantic comedy or something, or a romantic drama. And
I'm
then
like, that doesn't
Robert
sound like
Pattinson-
comedy. It sounds terrible.
Well,
Well,
I see. What's Becky say? Becky has the words. The Sound of Music makes me cringe.
yeah, I had a lot of that.
Secondhand embarrassment.
Yeah,
That's
a lot
fair.
of
That's fair.
secondhand
Because like
embarrassment.
definitely the puppet, and then the girl singing with the kid. But like I like the other stuff. I like all the Julie Andrews scenes. And
I
the
love
Christopher
Julie
Plummer
Andrews.
scenes.
She's such a national treasure. I love her
I
so
know.
much.
I'm just sad that they never got to make Princess Diaries 3, and it's
I'm
almost too late.
devastated.
It's almost too late now at this point.
Well, yeah, and like Gary Marshall is like
I know,
the
it's like Gary
genius
Marshall.
behind that. You know, I never realized until we started doing this show that Gary Marshall's like my favorite director, and
Yeah,
I
because he
feel
directed
really
like every one of your movies.
every movie that I love. And then discovering that he died, I feel devastated because I'm like,
Yeah.
motherfuck, like I have what I have of Gary Marshall, and I'm not gonna get any more of it.
Oh, it's so sad because the other day I was thinking about Pretty Woman because that song came on.
Oh,
what
I
was the
definitely
song?
just rewatched that again like 2 weeks ago. I think that's my anxiety movie. You know how they say like people with anxiety like to listen to the same songs, watch the same
Oh yeah,
movies?
yeah.
Pretty Woman. It's like every time I'm like, oh, I guess I'll watch it again. And Ari's like, why do you love this movie so much? I'm like, Julie
It makes,
Andrews.
it's
Or no,
it's
Julie
repetitive because
Roberts.
like, you
I
watch
just
it
love her.
repetitive and you know
Yeah.
your comfort from the movie because you know what's going to happen. I
Yes.
totally get that. Like right now, my comfort movie at the moment is Pulp Fiction because I've watched it like 3 times the last couple of weeks, or I was like, because I just watch it. And I think it might be an anxiety thing, or maybe it's just a comfort movie. I have no idea, but either or, it's the same. It's the same thing.
All the same thing.
It's all the same thing. We have. I love Moulin Rouge. Some uses some of the music from the Sound of Music.
Oh, really?
I did not know that. Okay, maybe just me, or just one. Oh, Eurovision is my comfort movie. Is that the one with Will Ferrell?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
Eurovision.
Eurovision. Pull it up, Jamie. What is it?
Eurovision movie. Oh yeah, it's the one with Will Ferrell. I started this on Netflix. I don't think I finished it.
Oh yeah, speaking of Netflix and Sarah movies, I wanted to mention this before we forget, but there's a movie called Bride Hard coming out this year, and it looks like the most Sarah Miller movie I've ever seen.
Oh my
in
God.
life.
I'm so excited. It's the whole cast of Pitch Perfect. It's like a spy movie meets a wedding comedy, and it's
like
coming out in
Bridesmaids,
the year
Pitch
that I'm getting
Perfect.
married. How perfect
Yes.
could that be?
And what's the third movie? Oh yeah, Spy Who Dumped Me. So it's like all three of your favorite movies into one movie.
Oh, The Spy Who Dumped Me. Oh, yeah, exactly. Bridesmaids, The Spy Who Dumped. It's all of it. And Pitch. I love. I mean,
Pitch
Pitch
Perfect.
Perfect isn't my favorite, but I do love that movie.
Yeah, it's all the things. When I saw that trailer, I'm like, oh my God, I got to tell Sarah. And then it was funny too. You're like, I just shared the trailer with somebody already.
I shared it with my best friend, and I'm like, and this is how. Like, I'm gonna wait.
This
She's
is
coming to
happening.
stay with me for 2 months around the wedding, and I'm like, this is when it'll happen.
Comfort movie. Yes, it's on Netflix. It's so cute and funny. Congratulations on getting married soon. Yes,
Thanks.
absolutely. Okay, so Sarah,
Yes.
what was your favorite moment in The Sound of Music?
Oh, I do really love the thunderstorm scene.
Yes.
Like, and I also love that song because it's a classic Christmas song. I don't know how
Yeah.
that. I think that became a Chris. I was like, how did this become a Christmas song? And the only thing I could come up with is the
Snowflakes on whiskers.
whiskers and brown paper packages tied up with string.
These are a few of my favorite things.
Yeah, but I love that song.
Well, I don't know if you knew this because I looked it up, but apparently this movie was like in the theater for 4 years. It was like one of the highest grossing movies of all time. Like if you were to do it for adjustment,
Really?
it's like number 6 on the highest grossing movies of all time.
Wow.
And the soundtrack, because we were just talking about favorite things, it's probably why it's a Christmas song, is because the soundtrack was like in the top 20 for years.
Wow,
So
that's
probably why, because it was became a Christmas.
What do you
movie
think?
for
What do you
audiences.
What do you think it is about this movie that people love so much?
Well, first of all, it's like the visual language, of course, because it's
Mhm.
amazing to look at. Like honestly, guys, if you're watching this fucking gorgeous movie, like you could watch it. Like again, I'm a guy without any audio. Like you can watch it without audio, and it's beautiful to look at, and the cinematography's great. And then the other thing is like just the catchy songs, I guess, and the performance of Julie Andrews. Like she's a
Mhm.
sweetheart. She's a freaking sweetheart.
She is. It was so
Like-
cool to see her so young.
And then she's in her little outfit, like the little gray Savers outfit, because she's like, these were in the dump, and nobody wanted these clothes because like, change your clothes. Get out of those clothes. That's funny. That's the first thing Christopher Plummer wants to do when she gets there. He's like, get out of those clothes.
Oh, and that's when he fell. Remember, that's when she fell in love with him when
that's
he
when
was
she fell-
whistling at her.
Yep, he was whistling at her, and then, oh God, and then he gets so hot and bothered, he calls her captain. This movie's too hot. This movie's hot.
You're like, this is too horny for the '60s.
This movie's too hot. What do you mean I can't take off my sweater? I'm hot. So anyway, So that was your favorite part. My favorite part is
Yes.
the Don't Worry Me. And then, okay, so how many Rosa bombs?
I'd say like a 1.5.
1.5? Okay.
1.5. That's
Okay.
good.
Okay, so
Like if Hamilton's a 3, Sound of Music's
oh,
1.
you said it was 10.
I would say I know, but like on the
You
scale,
know,
like a
if on
3.
the scale of the real show of the show.
But I will say my close second choice, if it wasn't Hamilton, like my favorite Rodgers and Hammerstein musical is South Pacific. That one is like a solid 3 for me for on Rodgers and Hammerstein scale. Have you ever seen it?
No, I've never
Oh
seen
my
it.
God, the music in that, I love that story. It's also a Vietnam War story, and the music, or no, the Korean War. I fucking love that musical. Like I watched that a million times as a kid. So I think like I compare it to like in the Rodgers Hammerstein world, like I'd say Sound of Music's 1.5 because it's not my favorite Rodgers and Hammerstein.
Okay, I see. I see how you're ranking it. I see what you. Yeah, I'm picking up what you're laying down. I got
Yeah,
it.
yeah. How about you?
Okay, so I give it a 3 because just
Yeah.
the visual style. I love Christopher Plummer. He's like one of my all-time favorite actors. Like I don't know if you knew this, but there was a movie that came out like a few years ago, probably 2017, I think. It was when Kevin Spacey got canceled, and they were going to release the movie All the Money in the World, and they're like, hey, let's get Christopher Plummer. He was my original choice anyway, and they filmed that movie or all the scenes in like 20 days, like out 2 weeks before the movie came out. So Christopher Plummer completely replaced Kevin Spacey in that movie in only a couple of days, and he gives like a top tier performance.
What?
It's awesome.
That's crazy. How do actors memorize lines that fast?
I don't know. Like I found out, like there's some people who can do that. Like Kieran Culkin, he could just like read something in like 30 seconds and remember it. And it was funny because he got yelled at by Brian Cox because Brian Cox like, wait a minute, did you just learn that scene? And he says, yeah, I just learned it. Fuck! I was up all night. I still didn't learn it because they're just two different people. He could remember it like, okay, I got the scene, and then Brian Cox is like, I was up all night.
Oh my God. You see, this is why I'm a former theater person because I could not remember lines for anything. And I remember my senior play, I was the lead with Mr. J, and I was very busy that semester. And I remember it was one of those, I did actually have the lines decently memorized, but like in the first line, I messed it up and forgot it. The first line of the play.
Yeah.
And then like the entire rest of the show was like improv. And like Mr. J came up to me halfway through during intermission. And he said, wow, that's a really interesting play. What do you call it? And I still have nightmares about forgetting my lines.
That's wild.
15 years later.
I can only imagine that. Oh my God. I didn't like, so there was like a talent, I think I've mentioned it on the show, but I auditioned for the talent show. And there was like, I was supposed to do, yeah, I don't get too specific.
Yeah.
But anyway, we did a talent show, or I auditioned, and I was doing like stand up or whatever I heard from this last comic standing, I was just repeating it. And I got like 0 laughs, and it was like the worst thing in the world. I'm like, I'd rather stop now before not getting any laughs in front of everyone. And they're like, oh yeah, you made the show, you're fine. I'm like, no, I'm not doing the show.
You're like, oh, I'm so glad you had the self-awareness because I would have just died in my seat, and I would have laughed very loud because I would have hated to watch that with nobody laughing.
Oh my God, because I was just like, oh, I can't do this. I can't.
Oh, but you put yourself out there. You tried. That's
I tried.
amazing. And also, like, I feel as though, I mean, the level of comedy where we grew up, maybe not the most sophisticated.
Correct. Oh my! I was thinking about this, Sarah. Like, oh my God! Like back in our day, we didn't have TikTok or memes or anything. We just had Will Ferrell movies and Superbad. That was our comedy. All you had to do was repeat lines from those movies or say something from those movies, and that's all you needed. Like nowadays, you need to be well versed. You need to know Instagram reels. You need to know what demure is. You need to know like, hey, you get away from her. She don't want to talk to you. You need to know all these things. And if you miss out like on one day, you're behind. Like there's the whole meme about the guy who drinks all the water and the banana peels on his face. If you miss that, you miss it. And you know. And there's like the next day, oh my God, what was the other meme that just happened? I can't keep up with them, but you know what I mean. It's like the next day there's a new meme, a new person. It's just wild.
The demure thing.
The demure things. Like it was so big that freaking what's his name? The famous actor from Conclave. He did the whole performance on New Year's Eve. He was like shit faced and he says, look at me, I'm very demure. I'm very
Oh my God.
And I'm like, this is like the Oscar-nominated actor, like performing this like for real on New Year's Eve. It was the best.
Too much.
Speaking
Too
of
much.
which, we need an update. We need an update. What's the
I think
latest?
he's doing well. Did I tell you that he ate? We had a event last month that may have set his weight loss journey back, but he looks. Oh, I don't know. He's not very happy with this. He looks like he's doing well.
Oh yeah, he looks like he's doing well. Look at
Yeah,
that.
he did. I saw him running today when it was time to eat breakfast, like the true fatty he is, and his little fupa was going back and forth. It was really cute. I liked his.
So, yeah, he looks smaller. That's good.
I think we've probably plateaued. I
Okay.
think we've gotten to where we're gonna get with this
Aw.
cat, maybe, but we'll maintain it. No, yes, we will.
Yes. And our new section of the show.
This is my favorite part of the show.
I know. I watched so many movies recently. I'm like, I got recommendations too. Go ahead.
Amazing. Okay, so what am I watching currently? I think I told you last month I was watching The 100. Did I mention that?
I think so, but just
It's a
refresh
TV
everybody.
show, like post-apocalyptic. It's the first like 7 episodes are shit. Like it's real hard to get through them, but then it gets pretty good. But then we're halfway or into season 2, and it's really dark. Just like every episode is so. They have to kill all these people, or there's
Oh my
another
gosh.
war, and I'm just so. It was really good, but we ended up having to take a break because I'm just like I feel so stressed out every night. It looks too much like our world right now, and I can't handle it.
I can't handle it.
So we watched 100, but we just started a new show last night that I feel super excited about, and it makes me think of you, Frank, because it's the new Seth Rogen Apple
Oh,
TV
the
show.
studio. Oh my God, yeah, I've
Studio?
been seeing clips from the show. Yes.
Yeah, and I'm super excited about it because I have like zero knowledge or understanding of like how movies get made and like any of that, and I feel like I always learn so much from you, but I'm like,
Yeah.
ooh, I'm gonna watch this show and I'm gonna really get it. Like I'm gonna have more, like this is what goes into it.
Yes,
Um,
I seen clips of them. Like, oh my God, that's exactly what's going
There
on.
was like we watched a second episode last night, and I like the whole time like, oh my God, this is so cringy and hysterical, but they're trying to get like the one like I was thinking of you because they're trying to get the one singular shot, you know, whereas she's like walking and like she
Yeah.
like tells the guy off and she leaves. But Seth Rogen, the executive, he's the studio head, like insists on being there because he wants to be there for the shot, right? And then he ends up just ruining it every time. And they're like, "We only have 1 minute left with good light," and then his car's parked in the driveway, so they can't get off it. Oh my God!
Oh my God, that
It was
sounds
so
awful.
good. I'm just like, oh my God. This. I just think of you the whole time. I'm like, I get it. I see why this shot, because I feel like I don't have as much of an appreciation for the film because I don't understand what goes into it and how hard
so
it
much
is.
goes into it. It's crazy because when I was watching this, I was like, oh my God, they got to film on these nice days. They got to have all these outfits and they got to have it lit well. Because there was like a scene in this movie, Sound of Music, where they're running at night. And it looked fucking gorgeous. I'm like, oh my God, so that means they got to like do day for night, you know, because they got to have it, you know, because they can't film at night. So they have to make it look like it's night. I was like, oh my God.
See,
Go ahead.
like I want so well there is part of me there's like I want more of this. I want to understand more, but then
Maybe
there's
we
also
we should do like a special where we just do like a commentary where we
I
just
want
watch
you
the movie
I
and
want
just
you to
talk about it.
teach me film. But then there's also part of me where it's kind of like, you know, Disney, like there's the magic of Disney because you don't know how shitty it is on the other side, like for the workers. I'm like,
Yeah.
but there's like magic to film for me because I'm like, I don't know how this gets done, but it does, and it brings me so much joy. But I think I would actually like to know how the sausage gets made. Another Hamilton reference.
Oh my God! Oh yeah, and like when you just said like, oh yeah, I don't want to know how the magic's made. I remember when you said, oh yeah, the lightning scene's my favorite. You know what's funny? When I was watching this, I was thinking like, oh my God, there's no lightning sound. It's just a light bulb on this other side of the window that's just flashing, and they just have to react because later they'll add the sound effect.
Oh,
But I was thinking that in my mind. I was like, this is hilarious. Those kids are good actors because they're all reacting to it. Like it's.
I want to know these things. I want a commentary episode. I want you to teach me.
We
I
have
want
to do a
I
commentary.
want to
episode.
learn. Teach
Yes.
the lay people.
Yeah, like maybe like it's something like, you know, that I know enough about where I could talk about it. Maybe
Let's
Jaws
do
or
like
something.
film school with Frank.
Yes, where it's like, Sarah, this is what happened.
This is how movies get made.
It's either
Lesson one.
it's either like Jurassic Park or Jaws, where something's like I just know like the back of my hand, where it's like I know everything about this.
Oh my God.
Did you have any other recommendations before?
Studio's great. I'm
100
watching the
Studio.
movies lately. I feel like we've been bebopping. We started This Is Us because I never watched it. It's pretty good, but different time. You just came out, the final season of You. I'm
Yes, I've just
very
seen that. You just
excited
ended.
about it.
That was the meme. You just ended.
Yes. So I think we're probably gonna get into that this week.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I've been at the movies almost every week. Oh my gosh. So I recommend Sinners. Really good. Loved it. That's another one where it's fucking layers.
Mm-hmm.
There's layers on top of layers and like history and all this. Like there's stuff I didn't even know. Like I was learning from other people. Like, oh yeah, the history of the Irish and the blacks are like really connected. So that's why it makes sense where the Irish are the vampires. Like, oh my god, I'm like, this is amazing, blowing my mind.
Cool.
So there's that, and then Accountant 2, great. I wish there was like 5 more of these, but I understand why it's taken like 9 years for the sequel because we had COVID, we had the strikes. Ben Affleck had to get sober, and he had other projects to do.
He had to remarry Jennifer Lopez, get divorced, buy the really expensive ring again.
He went through so much stuff. I'm like, I get why this took 9 years to make, but yeah, I wish there was like 5 more Accountant movies. I loved it. It was fun. Recently just saw the re-release of Revenge of the Sith. I've never liked that movie. I remember when it came out when we were kids in 2005. It felt like, let's get this over with. You know, it felt like, all right, I'm excited, but it's like, it's finally, let's wrap this up. Because I remember when, because it came out in May, so everyone was excited about it. Everyone was looking online, trailers and stuff. But when we came back after that summer break, nobody gave a fuck. Nobody gave a fuck about Revenge of the Sith. Because I remember I tried to talk about it, but no one gave a shit. But so that was what I remember of it. And then when I watched it in college, I would fall asleep or just make fun of it with my friends. Didn't really like it. But this time I'm like, I want to see it. I want to absorb it. I'm going to accept it for what it is. I'm not going to view it as boring. I'm going to look at it and experience this movie for what it is. Sarah, me and my mom were crying.
Wow.
For like most of this movie. We were in it. We were experiencing every emotion of this movie. And at the end, I was like, oh my God, is this the best Star Wars movie?
Is this the best Star Wars movie?
Is this the best Star Wars movie? Have I lost my mind? But like, I really loved it. I really loved Revenge of the Sith. And I can't believe it made so much money. It made like 20 or 30 million or something like that for a re-release. That's kind of wild.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. And then what else do I want to recommend? Ooh, I just see what do I want to recommend? Because I did get the Kill Bill in 4K. Those are great. I rewatched Pulp Fiction. That's so good. I guess Josie and the Pussycats.
Oh my God.
The animated series, not the movie. I haven't seen the movie yet.
Oh, the movie. I haven't seen the series, but the movie I was thinking about this week because the weird reference, but the Parker Posey in White Lotus was the villain in the movie.
I need to see this movie right now.
I was like,
Parker Posey? Oh my God.
I kept looking at Parker Posey and I'm like, why do you look so... I know she's been in a bunch of stuff, but I'm like, there's something you look really familiar from. And I researched it. I'm like, oh my God, Josie and the Pussycats. I haven't seen this in so long.
I need to see that movie now. Oh my God. Because I love the animated series. I don't know if the movie's like this, but basically it's about this touring pop group that thwart like James Bond level villains. And I love that.
It's kind of, it has that vibe, but it's kind of realistic. It's like they put, I won't spoil for you, but it has that feel. And Parker Posey is a James Bond villain.
Okay, so it's probably accurate then. Okay, good. I want to see that then. I'll put it on my list.
So good.
Okay, so there's that. Let's see, we did a recommendation. Okay, so Sarah, what are we going to do next?
Oh, well, we have a bunch of more comments from Becky.
Becky Boo. What's Becky Boo got to say? Hello, kitty cat.
Kitty cat.
I watched Ludwig on BritBox. So good. I'm going to do Star Wars cupcakes in a few weeks. Yes, Sarah, please. Well, not Sarah. Becky.
Not fair. I want Star Wars cupcakes.
I love Star Wars cupcakes, Becky. Becky needs to make me a cake and Star Wars cupcakes. I love Josie and Pussycats.
So good.
It's amazing. I love Parker Posey and Best of Show too. And The Mighty Wind. Oh my God, yes, Best of Show.
I haven't seen those ones.
Oh my God, Waiting for Guffman's hilarious too. Oh, those are all so good. So good. So, Sarah, next month. What are we doing?
What are we going to do? What's our theme?
What are we doing? Okay, so next month is May. We could. What's May? So May's like May the 4th be with you. May showers.
Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo. Oh, that's right. We did.
I think we did Coco last year.
I can't believe they're making a Coco too. It's like, you already did it. Like, it happens
again. I know. We talked about this. You're like, what is he going to die again?
Is Grandma Coco going to die? Like, what? I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. But anyway, so Cinco de Mayo.
We've never done documentaries.
Oh Lord, I don't even know if I would show you.
I don't
I'm not-
either.
'cause
I was
I'm-
thinking about that. I'm like, but what would I recommend?
Yeah, because like right now I'm kind of thinking of a documentary, but I'm like I don't even know if you'd have access to it because I don't know if it's only on the DVD. Because like one of my favorite documentaries is the special features on Hot Fuzz, where it just shows you what the actors go through on the press tour and how exhausting it is. Where
That
they just
is-
go from
that
hotel
sounds
to
good.
hotel. Yeah, I like that, but I don't know if it's available anywhere. You know,
What is it? Special tours on Hot Fuzz?
it's just Hot Fuzz Rally documentary. I think it's only like 40 or 60 minutes long. It's basically a special feature. So I have no idea if it's on Netflix or anywhere else. It just might be on the DVD.
There's a Titanic too.
Don't stop it! No, Becky, you're triggering Becky.
What's
Becky-
Titanic 2?
Becky loves talking about Titanic. She never stops.
Wait, there's another. Wait. Is that real?
Do Titanic and Titanic 2. No, Becky, stop it.
I do
No.
love Titanic. Leo DiCaprio is like my sexual awakening.
It's so
I love
bad,
that
it's
man.
great. No, Becky, we're not gonna do Titanic 2. Oh my God, she's always talking about Titanic 2. Oh my
What is
God.
Titanic 2? What is this?
Titanic 2 is like one of those low budget movies where they filmed it like on a weekend and they release it on back in the day there was a store called Blockbuster and there'd all be all these rip-off movies, so Titanic 2 would be like one of those movies.
Oh my God.
They're called The Asylum. I think that's what the studio is called. But they film a movie like on a weekend, they get one big name and it's terrible. I can't do that. I just can't.
You're like, no. I veto this.
I can't. I just can't. Let's see. Come on, Sarah.
I know, I'm
Come
like,
on.
what are-
What do you got?
Movie themes. Let's look it up. Google.
'Cause I swear to
Good
God,
versus evil. Coming of age.
May movies. What happens in May?
Oh, Lilo and Stitch is in May. I love Lilo and Stitch.
Oh, that's the new remake coming out.
Oh, I can't wait to see it.
Are you gonna see it? Oh my God. Should we do that? Should we just do like original and remake?
Original remake.
Mm-hmm. Oh God, that mean I have to see it. No, I don't want to see that. No, I meant like we review the original. I would say we would review the original Lilo and Stitch because I can handle it. I don't know if I can go see that movie. I don't know if I can.
Lilo and Stitch? Why don't you want to see Lilo and Stitch? It's like that's another comfort movie. I always put on Lilo and Stitch.
The cartoon, yes, I can handle the cartoon, but
Well, I'm so excited for the live action. Wait, but did I hear that they're stopping production on live action because Snow White was a bust? Frank's like, I'm in solidarity, Sarah. I stand in solidarity.
I stand in solidarity with canceling all live action remakes. Yeah, I think they canceled it. They tried to blame it on the box office, but I'm like, Lilo and Stitch is going to make $1 billion. Why would you cancel?
Everybody loves you can't go to TJ Maxx without seeing Stitch on everything.
Or Five Below, for that matter. It's like, oh my gosh,
It's everywhere.
So the reason why I think they canceled the Tangled live action movie is just because Snow White blatantly took a whole plot line and scene from Tangled. I'm like, well, that's the whole Tangled movie. How are you going to do that now that Snow White did it? Because in Snow White, she doesn't fall in love with the prince. She falls in love with like a very merry man, like a Flynn Rider. And there's a whole scene with like lightning bugs, and it looks exactly like the lantern scene. And I'm like, you just did this. What are you going to do in Tangled? You already did it in Snow White.
Awkward.
Awkward.
That's bummer. I'd rather have a live action Tangled than a live action Snow White.
Lilo and Stitch creeps me out. Agreed. Bruce Davidson is in Titanic too. We're not watching Titanic. I did not like the new Snow White. Yeah, nah. I liked it. It was entertaining, but like it's not good. But I was entertained.
We could do a cartoon live action.
Like, explain the thought.
Well, like one of us picks a cartoon, the other one does the live action for like Real Lion King, which I'm vetoing that because Real Lion King fucking sucks. But like,
yeah, I'm not watching the real life Lion King. What the fuck? I'm trying to think like so animated and real life. Okay, so that would be like Robin Hood or something, right?
Oh, we could do that. Oh my god, but only if we do Robin Hood Men in Tights. I think we've already done that though. I just
We
love
have
that.
not done Robin Hood Men in Tights, and
We
guess
haven't?
what? We haven't, and guess what, Sarah?
What?
Guess what, Sarah? I
What?
just bought the Blu-ray.
Oh no, let's do Robin Hood Men in Tights. It's my favorite. I fucking love that movie so much. But
I like that.
swear to
We'll
God,
do Robin Hood. We'll do Robin Hood. I
Are
like
you
this.
sure we
Sarah.
haven't done Robin Hood Men in Tights?
No, the reason why you're thinking this is because I think we did Princess Bride.
Oh yeah. Oh my god, I love Carrie Lewis. Oh, that man.
That
I'm
man.
so excited.
We'll do that. We'll do Robin Hood.
Oh my god,
the
I'm so
animated
excited to
one
watch Robin Hood Men in Tights. I'm so
with
excited.
the Fox, and then we'll do the one with Carrie Elwes.
I literally did not know, like, because my dad had a dark sense of humor. Well, my whole family did. And, like, he let me watch Robin Hood Men in Tights, like, from the age of 5, I think. So I genuinely grew up thinking that that was the actual story of Robin Hood.
Oh my god, Sarah. You know, to be fair, though, it sticks pretty close.
It does, but, like,
It sticks pretty close.
I remember seeing the Disney version of Robin Hood and being so devastated. I'm like, this is not Robin Hood.
Roger Rabbit. That's a good one. But I think I like the Robin Hood idea though. Who Framed Roger Rabbit would be a good episode though. Zorro the Gay Blade. Oh, is that another one of those movies? Men in Tights and Zorro the Gay Blade. I was kind of thinking if we were to do 2 spoof movies, I'd want to do like maybe Blazing Saddles, but I do like the Robin Hood.
Blazing Saddles is also good, though.
You want to do Blazing Saddles and Men in Tights?
Ooh, are we going to do a Mel Gibson episode?
Oh, Mel Brooks.
Mel Brooks. I always get them mixed up.
I know. I got it. Oh man, we could maybe young. No, we got to keep Young Frankenstein for an October movie.
Ooh, I do love Mel Brooks.
I know, right?
The farting scene. The farting scene.
Mongo like candy. It's up to you, Sarah. Like, they're both good ideas. Robin Hood or Blazing Saddles.
I'd rather watch Blazing Saddles than the animated Robin Hood.
Okay, we'll do Mel Brooks.
Okay.
I work for Mel. Oh yeah, shit on you. I work for Mel Brooks.
It's good to be king.
Oh my god, I love that. So we're gonna do a Mel Brooks episode next month. We're gonna watch Men in Tights, Blazing Saddles. I like
We
this.
are the men in tight.
He rode a blazing saddle. He wore. That's not only that, but that's totally us too.
And there's a connection at the end of Robin Hood.
Yes. This is awesome. And no, but this is totally us. This is literally us because you like your fantasy Men in Tights, Robin Hood kind of stuff, and I like.
You like your westerns.
Yeah, I like my westerns, and at the end, it breaks into Hollywood and the streets of movie making.
Oh my god, I love it. Let's do it.
I love it. All right, thank you guys. This is great. So thank you guys for watching. Please check out The Sound of Music. It's coming out in 4K later this year, apparently, and in the theaters.
And
Hopefully I get to catch that.
Hamilton.
And Hamilton. Check out Hamilton. It's on Disney Plus right now. And not only that, but there's like a documentary where they filmed it on Zoom. Yes.
What?
Isn't it? It's on the Disney Plus. Like, it's the little special features. They just talk about the play. But
Oh, I need to go back and watch it. I can't believe I haven't watched that. There's also a documentary on Freestyle Love Supreme on Hulu that is equally as good.
I don't have Hulu. I don't do streaming.
I know. I refuse to pay for the unpaid version, like the ad-free version of Hulu, and like Ari literally loses his shit every time a commercial comes on. I'm like, I will not pay the $700.
I will not pay. Oh
When
my
I
god!
grew up, we had commercials every 5 minutes, and we.
You know what's funny? When I did the Disney Plus, I'm like, I can't do commercials. I'll just see it. I'll see it as I'm renting it from. Because when you rent movies, sometimes it's like $4 or sometimes it's 15. So I'm like, I'm renting the movie for $15. That's how I'm seeing it. I just don't want to watch commercials.
You can't do it.
I can't do it. I just can't. I can't.
I don't have commercials on Netflix, but I feel like I should switch it because I watch way more Hulu than Netflix.
Ooh.
So I'm like,
Yes.
I'm considering that. And also, Netflix just keeps raising their prices every fucking 3 months. I'm like, what?
I know,
Again?
it's gross. It's gross.
I know.
Me and Becky were supposed to watch Saturday night, but apparently, like, there's different tiers for movies access. So her tier didn't have access to Saturday night. And I was like, that sucks.
Right? When
You're paying
Netflix
for the
came out, it
service.
was like $5 a month for DVDs and streaming.
And streaming. That's when that was the heyday. I was thinking that how I would rent movies and just copy them and then send them back.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
Oh. Scandalous.
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 So anyway, Thank you guys for tuning in. Tune in next month. We got Mel Brooks coming in here. It's gonna be awesome. I'm excited. So, okay. Bye, everybody. And thank you, Becky, for tuning in, and thank
Yes,
you for
thank
the
you.
Nosferatu. Thank you for the Nosferatu.